Have you ever had a friend that just secretly hates you? Because I have.
The Frenemy files. Why they secretly want your downfall.
Hey besties! Today we're going to be talking about frenemies. Have you ever had a friend that you just knew was secretly jealous of you? You know the type, the person you grab coffee with, the one in your group chat, but every time something good happens to you, you feel this weird energy? Maybe it's a backhanded compliment about your new outfit, or the way they conveniently forget to congratulate you on a win. It's that sinking feeling that while they're smiling to your face, they're actually preying on your downfall. Today, we're peeling back the marble exterior and getting into the psychology of why girls do this, how to spot the competition, and how to protect your peace. The anatomy of a frenemy. The red flags. A frenemy isn't just someone you have a one-time argument with. It's a pattern. Let's talk about the one-upper. This shows up as the joke that stings. They mask insults as just being honest or teasing. The selective silence. They are the loudest when you're venting about a problem, but strangely quiet when you're celebrating a milestone. The mirroring. They start dressing like you, talking like you, or chasing the same goals, but try to frame it as their own original idea.
So we were all like a group of friends in Nashville, and Ashley and I were like really obsessed with each other until one night we all went out and we met this guy named Nate. After the night, we like were FaceTiming and I was like, oh my God, that Nate guy was so hot, right? And everyone was like, yes, he was so hot, except for Ashley. She was just smiling over in the FaceTime in the corner. So smug as a bug. 2 mornings later, she group FaceTimes us and she's like, guess whose house I just woke up at? And we were like, oh my God, whose? And she was like, Nate's house.
The psychology. Why do they do it? Now, let's get into the why. Because honestly, besties, it's rarely actually about you. It's almost always about their own internal narrative. 1. Social comparison theory. We naturally compare ourselves to others to figure out where we stand. But for a frenemy, they view life as a zero-sum game. They believe that if you are winning, there is less success available for them. Your light feels like it's dimming theirs. 2. Projection of insecurity. Often, the things they criticize in you are the things they are most insecure about in themselves. If they're competing with your career or your looks, it's because they don't feel secure in their own. 3. The proximity factor. It's easier to be jealous of a friend than a celebrity. You are reachable. You represent a version of life they want but feel they haven't earned yet. So they try to bridge that gap by pulling you down to their level.
She group FaceTimed us to tell us that way I couldn't have a reaction or else I looked crazy, right? So I was silenced. Was I silent or was I silenced? I was silenced. I ran into my roommate's room and I was like, after the FaceTime, and I was like, oh my God, that was weird. That was weird, right? Like, she's a snake. She's a snake. I already knew. Immediately I knew. And she was like, yeah, that was weird. That was so, like, maybe she thought that you were being like casual about thinking Nate was hot, right? And you were kind of joking about it. I knew she was a snake, but I didn't really care about the whole Nate thing, so whatever. He invites us all to a bonfire a couple weeks later and he wanted to play a board game. He sits next to me and she's across from him. But because he sits next to me, she's looking at me the entire time like this. And then she stands up and she goes and does Nate's dishes in front of all of us. And she was like, I don't really feel like doing a board game when your kitchen is so messy. You could not catch me dead doing a man's dishes in front at a party he's throwing. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's when I was like, babe, you won. You win. I don't know what game this is. I don't want to play. After that, she really started trying to become besties with my roommate and totally excluded me and everything. I was never invited to literally anything ever, and I would just sit in my room while they would go out, and that sucked.
Protecting your glow. So how do we handle this without becoming bitter ourselves? First, stop oversharing. If you realize someone is using your wins as fuel for their envy, put them on an information diet. You don't have to announce every move to people who aren't clapping for you. Second, observe the reaction. Pay attention to who is genuinely happy for you. True friendship is a safe harbor, not a battlefield. If you feel exhausted after hanging out with someone because you were constantly on guard, that is your intuition telling you the vibes are off. Trust it. The main character energy. At the end of the day, you cannot control someone else's insecurity. You can only control who has access to your energy. Don't let a frenemy make you shrink yourself just to make them feel comfortable. Keep glowing, keep growing, and keep the circle tight. Comment down below if you've ever had to deal with a frenemy and how you handled it. Let's help each other out in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into lifestyle and psychology. Love you, besties. Bye.